In the fancy world of watches, one name stands out: Rolex. It means really good quality, prestige, and amazing craftsmanship. Rolex is a world-famous symbol. It's more than just telling time. It shows success, big dreams, and lasting style. From the deep ocean to the tallest mountains, Rolex watches have been worn by explorers, athletes, and important people, making their mark on history. This video explores the exciting story of Rolex, looking at its rich past, new ideas, and lasting legacy. Since it began in 1905, Rolex has always wanted to be the best. Built on new ideas, quality, and respect for tradition, the brand has always pushed the limits of watchmaking. Each Rolex watch shows how much the brand cares about accuracy, strength, and timeless beauty. Owning a Rolex isn't just about having a watch, it's about being part of a special group of people who love the best things in life. The Rolex story starts not in Switzerland but in London, England. In 1905, two young businessmen, Hans Wilsdorf and his brother-in-law Alfred Davis, started Wilsdorf and Davis, a company that put together and sold wristwatches. Back then, pocket watches were popular, but Wilsdorf believed wristwatches could be more than just for telling time. He saw them as beautiful and dependable accessories. Wilsdorf and Davis wanted to make wristwatches that were accurate, strong, and good-looking. They knew that for wristwatches to become popular, they needed to be seen as tough and reliable, not fragile. The company got high-quality watch parts from Switzerland, famous for its watchmaking, and put them in carefully made cases. In 1908, the name Rolex was born. 1926 was a big year for Rolex. They introduced the Oyster. This amazing watch was the world's first waterproof wristwatch, a huge change in watchmaking. The Oyster case, with its clever airtight design, protected the delicate parts inside from water, dust, and bumps. After this, Rolex came up with another big idea in 1931, the perpetual rotor. This clever device used the movement of the wearer's wrist to wind the watch automatically. No more manual winding. The Oyster case and the perpetual rotor together created the Oyster Perpetual, a watch that showed how much Rolex cared about accuracy and toughness. Rolex's success comes from always wanting the best quality and craftsmanship. Every Rolex watch is carefully made with the finest materials, from the best suppliers in the world. You can see how much they care about quality in every detail, from the precisely made movements to the perfectly finished cases and bracelets. Rolex uses both traditional watchmaking skills and the newest technology. Skilled workers trained for years carefully put together and finish each part by hand. This makes sure every Rolex watch meets the brand's high standards. Every single Rolex watch goes through lots of tough tests to make sure it's accurate, waterproof, and works perfectly. This careful attention to detail is why Rolex is known for making watches that are amazing quality and last a long time. Section 5. Marketing genius teaming up with excellence. Rolex's marketing is as carefully planned as its watches. The brand is known as a symbol of success, adventure, and achievement, connecting itself with people and events that show these values. From the start, Rolex knew it was important to connect its brand with pioneers and people who pushed boundaries. In 1927, Mercedes Gleitzer, a young English swimmer, tried to swim across the English Channel wearing a Rolex Oyster. After more than 10 hours in the cold water, Gleitzer finished, and her watch worked perfectly. This started Rolex's partnerships, linking the brand with people who explored, achieved, and overcame challenges. Rolex also supports big expeditions and events, showing it likes to push the limits of what people can do. As Section 6, famous watches, Submariner, Daytona, and their impact. Over the years, Rolex has made many iconic models, each with its own style and purpose. The Submariner, launched in 1953, quickly became the best diving watch. Its strong build, rotating bezel, and excellent water resistance made it the perfect watch for divers and adventurers. The Submariner's famous design, with its easy-to-recognize hands and glowing markers, has become a cultural icon. Another famous model, the Daytona, came from Rolex's love of car racing. Introduced in 1963, the Cosmograph Daytona was designed as the ultimate tool watch for professional racers. Its stopwatch function, tachymeter bezel, and easy-to-read dial let drivers time-lapse and calculate speeds. The Daytona is now one of the most wanted watches in the world. loved by collectors for its history, connection to racing, and timeless design. Section 7. A watch as an investment keeping value and market power. Rolex watches are seen as good investments, often becoming more valuable over time. This is because Rolex always makes high-quality watches, makes a limited number of them, and its watches are always in demand. Rolex's great craftsmanship and tough quality checks make sure its watches last for generations, making them very popular in the used watch market. Because Rolex doesn't make too many watches, and there are long waiting lists, they become even more desirable. Also, Rolex's famous designs, which haven't changed much over the years, have a timeless look that never goes out of style, ensuring they stay valuable. Rolex is clearly the leader in the luxury watch market. Section 8. Challenges and the future fakes, sustainability and ethical luxury. Even though it's successful, Rolex faces challenges in the luxury watch world. Fake Rolex watches are a big problem, hurting the brand's reputation and the value of its real products. These fakes can look very real, which is a worry for Rolex and its customers. Rolex is fighting back against fakes with special security features, working with police and teaching customers how to spot fakes. Sustainability and ethical sourcing are also important for luxury brands now, including Rolex. Customers want to know where things come from and how they are made. Rolex is working to be more environmentally friendly, like using recycled metals and supporting sustainable sourcing. Rolex also wants to be fair to its workers, making sure everyone involved in making its watches is treated well and paid fairly.